Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on today. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose. I am your host, Nacho Mama. Some people call me Crystal, some people call me Criddle, like Riddle with a C. Either way, Nacho Mama is a personality, not a person. Today we're going to read for the collective of Sagittarius, the Sagittarius collective. See what sort of messages Spirit has for us today. I could say us because I have a Sagittarius moon, so I could probably resonate with these messages. We'll see what happens. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you so feel inclined. I'm super, super excited to be where I'm at, and I couldn't be more blessed. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much in advance for those of you that are about to. Super appreciative. Much love and respect, you guys. Sagittarius. It doesn't matter if you're a man dealing with a woman dealing with a man dealing with a man, or a woman dealing with a woman. We're just going to read for the Sagittarius collective and see what sort of message Spirit has. Spirit, please use me as a conduit to express the best message for Sagittarius' growth today, whatever sort of messages Sagittarius needs to hear. Please and thank you. So mote it be. Amen. Sagittarius. We have selfishness. Could be dealing with a Taurus. Transmute. And speak. And what else can we get? They're slow to speak, or they're not speaking. I feel like somebody is selfishly keeping their feelings to themselves. You know, they might act very they might act like they're angry or like they're disappointed or frustrated, but secretly, I think deep down inside, secretly, they're very proud of you. You know, they just can't show that on the outside. They can't speak that. They can't express that, you know, because it'll disrupt their image that they have going on about how much they hate you, or how much, you know, they dislike you, or how bad you did them, or how dirty you did them. But secretly, I think there's a part of them that's really, really proud of you, really proud of your accomplishments, really kind of cheering you on in the background, even though they might not vocalize it. You know, and even though whatever happened might have hurt them, or it might have hurt you, you know, I think they're secretly proud of how you handled yourself. We have the Star with faith. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. We have Aquarius and Taurus and Sagittarius on the table. So I think they're secretly underneath it all, underneath all of the everything that's happened between you two, or everything that's happened in this situation. I think even though they might project outwardly that they, you know, that they don't give two flying fucks, and they don't, you know, that, you know, they don't care if you go jump off a bridge and die kind of thing. I think secretly, it motivated them, and they're proud of you for however you handled the situation, for whatever sort of truth you spoke about the situation, for whatever boundaries you put up. They might not have acted like it at the time, and they probably certainly don't act like it outwardly, but I think secretly, deep down inside them, they're proud of you. They're proud of the fact that you stood up to them. They're proud of the fact that you didn't, you know, go along. They're proud of your strength. They see your strength. We have the Leo card here. You know, I think it taught them something. Whatever happened between the two of you taught them, you know, it could have been the most embarrassing moment. It could have been the most frustrating. It could have been the most confusing, you know, but the fact that you stood up and stuck to your boundaries, and, you know, didn't let them manipulate you, and didn't let them, you know, pull the wool over your eyes. I think a part of them is actually really proud of you. They might not ever speak it, you know. They might not ever say it because they've invested so much time and energy into upholding this image that they have, you know, of how they feel about you, or, you know, but secretly they carry a lot more inside than they will ever express. That's for sure. I think they're secretly proud of you. You know, they secretly are cheering you on. They see the things that you've accomplished, you know, since you stuck up for yourself, since you put your foot down and walked away, or, you know, didn't listen to their lies, you know, like you were like, no, I know you're lying to me, and I'm not going to listen to it. I don't care what you say. I'm not apologizing for it, you know. And I think it might have upset them that they got caught in their bullshit, but I think they're actually genuinely proud of you. They just won't ever express it, you know. A part of them, they're miserable without you. They're miserable about the things that they did to you, or, you know, how they handled the situation. But it also was one of their greatest teachers, you know, that the situation taught them so much more than they could ever express, and they don't know how to express it. They don't know how to apologize. They don't know how to be forward with it, but secretly they are very proud. What fell out here? Something fell. Where'd it go? Sorry, guys. We have the Sun, which is a Leo card, which is illumination. Like, I think it illuminated a lot of the dark energy, a lot of their behavior, a lot of their toxic behavior. You know, I think that they had to take a real good look at themselves, you know, and they might not ever admit it to anyone, but you were probably their greatest teacher. Whatever happened in this situation, as embarrassing or as frustrating, confusing, or hurtful as it was, you were their greatest teacher. And they are your number one cheerleader, you know. They might not ever come out and say it to you. You know, if you come up in conversation with other people, they'll probably just kind of slough it off, you know, but they're actually really proud of you. You know, it's resolved in their mind, like all of the bitterness, all of the blame, all of the guilt, all of the frustration, you know, they've resolved within themselves. I think there's been enough time and healing, you know, and reflection in this process. You know, it doesn't mean that you got to go back to this person, or, you know, be with them again or whatever, but it taught them a lot. Whatever happened between you two taught them a lot. And it probably taught you a lot as well. You know, it taught you how to stick up for yourself, how to stand your ground, how to set boundaries, you know, and it made you proud of yourself too. Even though it was painful to do, it might have been a painful process to go through. I really think that you accomplished a lot emotionally and spiritually. You know, you might have felt abandoned. You might have felt alone. You might have felt left out. You know, walking away made you feel like you were left out, but you had to, you know, you had to do what was right for you. You had to do what was right for your own spiritual growth, for your own evolvement. And I think this person is deep down actually really proud of you. Yeah, they idolize. They're very, very proud of you. They can see, they learned what healthy boundaries looked like. They looked at and examined their insides and realized like how toxic they really were. You know, how toxic that situation was, how unfair and biased they were towards their own feelings without ever putting yours into perception, into perspective, you know. And now they kind of idolize you. Like they might be your number one hater, but they're also your biggest fan at the same time. It's like they're actually really proud of you. They're really proud of your accomplishments. They're really proud of how far you've gotten, you know. You have completion and embodiment. It's like the world card. I just feel this sense of like they might be your number one hater. Outwardly, you think that they're your number one hater, but really they're your biggest fan. You know, they're in the background watching you, you know, and it inspires them. It inspires them to be a better person, to be the best them that they can be. You know, whatever the situation was probably really frustrating, confusing, and hurtful. You might think that this person has nothing to do with you or hates you or has all this ill will towards you, but in reality, they wish you nothing but the best, and they're actually really proud of you. Like they have you on, like, you inspire them, you know? Your growth and your ascension has inspired them. In some way or another. Like your secret hater is actually your #1 fan. I don't think they hate you at all. Yeah, they see your accomplishments. They see how far you've grown. It's more like they are embarrassed and disgusted with themselves for how they acted, you know, for the things that they did to you. Rather than them being hateful, then they just project that hate onto you because that's really how they feel about themselves. You know, they hate how it ended. They hate how it happened. They they are embarrassed about the things that they said, the things that they did, how they handled the situation. But that embarrassment was also their biggest teacher, you know? And they see you as inspiring. They see your growth as inspiring. The work that you've put in. They see how far you've come. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. We have Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Aries, and Taurus on the table. But they see how far you've come, man. And it makes them look at themselves. It makes them take a real deep look at themselves. You know, they learned the most. It probably was their greatest teacher. This experience was with you, or with this situation, was probably one of their greatest teachers, and reflecting on themselves and their behavior, you know, how they got that way, how far they let it get to them, you know. And there is a sense of sadness, you know, there's a sense of sadness. And I think that's what they project outwardly. That's why you think they hate you or they have nothing to do with you. But secretly, they're probably your biggest fan. They just don't tell nobody else that. Yeah, they conceal. They conceal that. They might even conceal that from themselves. You know, I think they're slowly coming to realize how proud of you they really are. I've been in situations in my past where, I mean, now they act like I am the devil, but at the time they thanked me for, you know, for calling them out on their bullshit, you know. But of course they have to keep that facade, that image of, you know, I was the bad guy and I was this and I was that, you know. But secretly, I know they're actually really proud of me for doing the things that I did, for standing up for myself the way that I stood up for myself, you know, for calling them out on their bullshit. You have advancement. I think you've advanced further than this person thought you would. I think you've grown further emotionally, spiritually, inwardly than this person thought you would. They thought that you would just spiral downhill and just keep going downhill, and then they could watch you suffer, and, you know, and all of these negative things at first, you know. But I think your growth in your advancement and your ascension has actually inspired this person to be a better person, to be the best them that they can be. I mean, that's really all we are responsible for. We have no control over how anybody else responds, acts, talks, none of that. But we have complete control over ourselves. And I think before, this person thought that you did this to them, that you made them this crazy person, you know, that you were the one, you were the catalyst, but you were the catalyst for them to realize their own inner demons, you know, and also for yourself to realize your own inner demons. It's like this person was your greatest teacher. And there might be a lot of tension between you because they haven't spoke that truth. You know, they haven't told you how proud they are of you, of how proud they are of your progress, of like how they idolize your strength, you know? Like they secretly watch you and are proud of you. They're proud of your accomplishments. But I don't think they'll ever tell you that. Yeah, they just keep it to themselves. I just shuffled my whole deck all weird. Deck switch. That's a cue for a deck switch. Let's see what we can get from the Mythic Tarot. What else can we tell Sagittarius about this situation? Just feels like your outward hater is also your biggest fan. You know, they're secretly your biggest fan. They're secretly cheering you on in the background, watching you grow and learning from your growth. You know, there might be some unresolved issues. Might be some unresolved issues, some things that are left unsaid, some things that were left incomplete. You know, yeah, we have the World, the very next card. But I don't think they know how to approach that situation. You know, I don't think they know how to approach you to tell you how proud they are of you. You know, because they've had this image to uphold. With everybody, they try to convince that you were the bad guy, you know? But in reality, they have nothing but love for you. You know, they have nothing but love for you, but they can't openly express that because they have this image to uphold. To all the people they convinced that you were the bad guy, you know? So if they've never told you, Sagittarius, then I'm telling you now that they're actually really proud of you. They just might not ever be able to tell you that themselves. And it's probably because of the situation they put themselves in. And they can't be mad at anybody but themselves about it, you know? Yeah, they had to walk away. Or you had to walk away. So they just let it be. You know, there's 1,000 things that are left unspoken, but they don't feel like they can come forward and speak them to you. Because it'll just cause conflict and chaos, confusion. They have this, you know, all the people that they have that they've, you know, when you get into a breakup with somebody and then you go and talk to this friend and that friend and this friend and you're trying to get them to play sides, you know, this person probably did that. And I mean, now they can't come out and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm actually really proud of them. But in reality, that's the truth of the matter. Yeah, they're afraid it'll cause conflict and confusion. you know, not wanting to be in between. So they're just kind of not, just let it go. Let the things be unsaid, you know. It's their fault. They're in the position they're in anyways. So they're just kind of in this mode of acceptance. Because of how many people they put in between this. He said, she said. But we have the Wheel and the Two of Pentacles, you know. It could shift with some work. They're trying to put the work in to themselves. Maybe to the relationships that were in between the two of you, you know, with your friend group, with your families. Whoever they tried to put in the middle. Like they'll have to go and talk to all those people and explain themselves to all those people. And, you know, I think they just kind of let it be. I don't think they'll ever express this to you, Sagittarius, but they're actually really proud of you. Let's see what we can get from the spirit of Ganesh. Ganesh, what do you have for the Sagittarius collective? Priorities. I feel like pulling one more. What else can we get for this Sagittarius? And beginnings. We have priorities and beginnings. Make the most of your time. Every day is a gift. You have the option to make the most of what life is offering you. If you long to create organization in your life, you will benefit from prioritizing. Your ideals determine what you will seek in life. Your priorities are most visible in how you use your time. Ganesha is holding the water lily and emphasizing the importance of your values. He encourages you to know that what you truly want, what makes you happiest. There are always blessings that may not be apparent in the midst of disappointment. Time is not something that can be saved for later. When it comes to time allotted to you each day, you only have a limited opportunity. Make your choices about how you spend your time in accordance with your highest values. If you languish or procrastinate, the moment will be gone. Reevaluate how you've been spending your days and how you can strive to be more satisfied. In terms of priorities, for each major decision, such as education, occupation, place of residence, marriage, or parenting, you may ask yourself, what will be the impact of my decision? In all choices, make sure that you are certain of what your priorities are. Relate your goals to ways to bring love and blessings to yourself and the people who share your life with. And we have beginnings, which is the number 1 card. At the start of every endeavor, you will find Ganesh. This is an indication of a new energy on the horizon that brings open-hearted opportunities. Pay attention to where you are going. A new beginning can sometimes have a deeper spiritual significance, encouraging a different consideration or a fresh approach to how you connect with your inner guidance. With awareness comes understanding. On benefit of this new start may be the opportunity to stay true to your own path and guidance. Release the need to try to bring others into your vision. Trust yourself and be willing to do the work needed at this time. Your inspiration is positive. Creativity, finance, and love are flowing just before you. Ask Ganesha to assist you with the new energy and opportunities ahead of you. Let's get one more. An empowerment. 23. Empowerment. Rely on your inner strength to ensure your dreams are realized. The blessing of Ganesha is your personal power, being confident, responsible, and reliable. The energy from this card is a feeling of optimism and positive energy. Dreams or long-term goals are becoming reality. If you have been lethargic or unmotivated, take time to tune to your personal power. Yellow is associated with the solar plexus chakra, which is the 3rd chakra. The chakra is considered to be at the core of your being, your power center. Here is the home of your self-esteem, your willpower, self-discipline, and your personality. Ganesh is showing you that there is an important purpose for you in this lifetime on Earth. You are awakening to your personal power and the memory of yourself as a soul. Your healing will be complete when you see the light of your soul and know that the light is who you truly are. Every time you criticize yourself, you weaken your resolve. Loving and accepting yourself and acknowledging your value are the foundation of a balanced solar plexus. When the solar plexus chakra is in balance, you are confident and empowered with a healthy level of self-esteem. You have a respect for yourself as well as respect for others. You have a strong sense of self and your personal power, and you use it responsibly. Be confident in your talents. Love yourself. Be willing to be powerfully expressive. Choose your direction with your desires at this time. Choose to be direct with your desires at this time. If you are asking about a decision, all indications are that the time is to start now. And let's see what we can get from the 4 agreements. 4 agreements for the Sagittarius Collective, please. What sort of messages do you have for the Sagittarius Collective? 4 agreements. Please and thank you. So mote it be? That one? Okay. Don't make assumptions. Be aware of unconscious assumptions. Assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously, most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. Assumptions, assume, is ask, you, me. It's the same as assume. I've made an ass out of myself plenty of times by assuming things, man. Let's see. What else can we get for Sagittarius? That one wanted to poke out. Always do your best. Practice makes the master. By doing your best over and over, you can master the art of transformation. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. Right? It's taken your whole life for you to be programmed the way that you are right now. You aren't going to be able to change your programming overnight. But with little steps along the way and constant practice of being aware and taking accountability, it'll become easier and easier. Always do your best. Do your best because you want to. You do your best when you are enjoying the actions you are doing in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it, not because you are trying to please the judge, and not because you are trying to please other people. Right? When we do things out of just a pure state of love and want, then there's no way to be disappointed, if we don't get some sort of action for it. When we are doing things because we expect some sort of something in return, then that's an actual contract that we're making that's usually not in agreement with anybody else but ourselves. It's like a one-sided contract that nobody signed the dotted line on. But when you do things because you actually enjoy doing them, then you're just in a contract with yourself, and nothing else outside of that can change how you feel about it, But if you're doing stuff to please other people and then they're not pleased, then it's upsetting because you were in this contract to do things to please these other people that they didn't even know they were in a contract with. So when you do things out of just the pure want and the pure joy of doing them, then the action becomes the reward. All right? I love you guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, Nacho Mama out. Vroom, beep, beep.